SMT Nation, we are back. Nation, in today's video, we're going to discuss T-Mobile, SpaceX, Starlink, and the satellite connection to smartphone. I want to, first of all, ask you guys to go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and turn on the bell notifications icon so you never miss an upload from the SMT. Now, getting into the concept of today's video, I want to take a look at this satellite connection. It's the solution to a problem, which is fantastic. No doubt some people are willing to pay for this service. People want to have the peace of mind. People want to be able to, still have communications, even if they're in a place or a location where the T-Mobile network is not available, right? Now, for what it's worth, T-Mobile does have the smallest network of the big three providers, right? So, having this makes a lot of sense as a solution for the T-Mobile customer. Now, the way they're doing this, they're going to sell it as an add-on if you don't have, the T-Mobile's most premium plan. So if you don't have the $100 plan, they're gonna charge you either $10 or $15 a month for this, depending if you're got the early adopter discount or whatever. However this works, it's going to be an add-on, and it's expensive and it's text only. But that's a topic for another video. What I want to talk about in this particular angle is when I look at the connection itself, when I look at the performance and what people are going to do with it, when I look at the actual quality and why T-Mobile can't offer calling or data sessions and why it's text only, right? When I look at those types of things, are people going to be willing to pay for this? Do they want this, right? That sort of thing. And then I ask myself the question is, why was T-Mobile in such a rush to launch this? Something you got to know about T-Mobile, and this goes back a long way. This goes back to the launch of 5G services. When T-Mobile launched 5G, they were in a hurry to be the first, right? They wanted to be the first company to get ahead of the rest of the competition. And in that rush to launch 5G and try to have the most 5G, they launched a 5G connection that was really slow. And whether it was available or not didn't really change anything because the performance was on the 600 megahertz band, N71, and they had 5 megahertz of bandwidth on there. And the performance was exactly as you would expect. 5 megahertz of bandwidth is not fast. It's not going to produce speed. So people were buying these 5G phones and they were getting on the T-Mobile network to try 5G, and they were disappointed because it didn't change their experience compared to LTE, and in some instances it got slower because there was less bandwidth on it compared to LTE. So this is kind of like it's T-Mobile's MO. They've always been rushing to try to be first to something, and I get it. You want the market, you want to set the trend, right? You want to be known as the first company to do it. But this is something I spoke to months ago. In a rush to be first, you rush to be the worst. And then when they got the mid-band spectrum through the Sprint merger, they were actually able to build a fast and have more capacity in their 5G network. Then it became meaningful. But it becomes like this marketing, this advertising, this deception to the consumer. And I think that's kind of what's happening here. In a rush to be first, you created a connection that is really not great. It's so unstable, they can't even give you calling on the SpaceX and T-Mobile connection. I mean, if I want anything in an emergency situation, I think I want a call. I'm not even really that and do I really need to send a text message? I think a call is more important. And they can't give you that, unfortunately. And it's because of the spectrum that they chose to use, the company that they chose to use in SpaceX, and how this whole thing is playing out with the frequency and the interference and neighboring users in the adjacent, band and stuff like that. And these are technical issues. So in a rush to be first, you're likely going to be the worst. I do believe that the ASD connection is going to be more meaningful. I think it's going to offer more capacity. I think they're going to offer stable calling, text messaging, and data usage. And the reason why this matters is because people are going to have to pay for these connections. They don't want to pay $10, $15, $20, whatever, to be that limited. Guys, there are people that pay $20 a month for a line of service. That's the cost of the line. To pay an additional $20 a month, taking your line access cost from $20 to $40 to just text. I want you to think about that. So being in a rush to be first and not really making this good, what have you really accomplished? Is it all just so you could make commercials? Is it all just so you could say, you were first to market? So what's going to happen when AST officially launches and Verizon and AT&T officially launch theirs, and their customers are actually using data while connected to a satellite? So they're like doing FaceTime calls, and they're doing video calls, and they're calling as they normally would, and using their phone kind of like as they normally would. And then T-Mobile and SpaceX are text messaging with there's no guarantee. There's no assurance that they're going to get things better just by lobbying their way through the FCC. Like that's a gamble. So unfortunately, instead of working through all those problems first and then delivering a go-to marketing for product and services, they just rush to be first. I really don't like that approach. I'm not a big fan of it. I understand what they're trying to do. Like, you strike while the iron's hot. You want to be the first. It becomes marketing. Now T-Mobile can say we're the first to do this and first to do that. But it's not good. They're doing the same thing they did at the 5G launch. They're still trying to be the first when it's not good. So I'm disappointed in the fact that it's only texting. I would love to see it be more meaningful for customers. But unfortunately, in the rush to be first, the performance is rush to be last. What do you guys think about all this? Let me know. Drop me a comment. Give me your thoughts and opinions on it. If you're like me, you appreciate the innovation. You appreciate the technology and the steps towards the future and the progression of, the technologies. But I think at some point, if you can't deliver something meaningful, well, then why the hell would anybody want to pay for this? And a person might pay for this and then think, okay, it's going to be this great thing. And then they're disappointed and they're going to be looking for more. I would not be surprised if people tried this in the beta, but were unwilling to pay for it. Right? Get it for free in the beta, but not willing to pay for it. Or pay for it, realize they don't need it, and then cut it off. I think there's going to be a lot of that too. What do you guys think? Sound off in the comment section below. The voice of the people, the SMT Nation, let your voice be heard. Like and share our videos, subscribe for more. Check out some more of our content. There's videos pinned here at the end. We'll see you all in the next one.